안녕하세요. You're going to keep learning the different ways to express because in this video. Let's go. Now, let's learn about the final ending, 거든요. 거든요. Needless to say, final ending 거든요 is combined with the stem of a verb or an adjective. This rule applies to any ending. Endings are combined with a stem all the time. The actual ending is 거든. 거든. But you can add the honorific suffix 요 at the end to make it honorific ending in honorific sentences. This ending 거든 can be a connective ending too, but the usage is totally different when it's used as a connective ending. Let's learn about it later. Then let's learn about the usage of the final ending 거든요. This final ending 거든요 has three primary usages. First, 거든요 can be used to tell the reason for something, as if you're explaining it. Okay? The key word is explaining the reason. If you use 거든요, it can sound like you're explaining the reason in an explanatory tone, rather than just directly tell, this is the reason. Okay, so we can know that it can sound a bit milder than 때문이에요 when you talk about the reason. It's not going to be easy to understand the second and third usage without actual examples, but let's read them through together anyway. Second, the final ending 거든 or 거든요 can be used to provide a nuance that the story continues after your explanation. This is something you cannot express or make an example in English. You need to see the actual Korean sentences and understand the context and situation. Third, the final ending 거든 or 거든요 can be used to express your thought about something strange or something you don't understand. Same here, you need to see the actual Korean sentences to understand this too. But actually, I think these three usages are related to one another somewhat anyway, even though the grammar book divided them into three different usages. Let's see the actual example for the first usage then. You should at least know the first usage, because we are learning about this related to because. Let's see the English sentences first. A asked, how do you know whether it will rain tomorrow? You can add or not at the end. How do you know whether it will rain tomorrow or not? B answered, because my knee hurts when it rains. Some of you guys might have the same problem, maybe your back too, or any joint. Because my knee hurts when it rains. By the way, in Korean, you can use if instead of when. Because my knee hurts if it rains. I'll tell you why later. Hold on for a moment. Let's see the first sentence again. How do you know whether it will rain tomorrow? Or if it rained tomorrow? Can you make this question? First of all, we need to use the connective ending 지 for the weather clause. Do you remember this connective ending 지? We used it to make a question like, I don't know why someone does something, or I know how someone does something. Remember? So we told you that this connective ending 지 is used to connect your question or assumption, like why someone did it, with the final judgment, 알아요 or 몰라요. Doesn't matter even if you don't remember. Let's talk about it again then. This connective ending 지 can also be used when you are talking about a choice or doubt between two or more alternatives, as if you use if or whether in English. In other words, you can use this connective ending 지 to mean whether or if in this situation. The first usage and the second usage of this 지 are related to each other anyway, okay? Please take a close look at the English sentence again. How do you know whether it will rain tomorrow? The clause whether it will rain tomorrow is going to be like an object of the verb know. Therefore, in Korean, the whether part should be said first. Like whether it will rain tomorrow. How do you know? And you don't say it rains in Korean. You always say rain falls or rain comes. So the entire sentence structure is going to be tomorrow, rain will come. Weather. You how know. Right? So tomorrow, 내일, rain, 비. It's the subject, 비가. For the rain or snow, you normally use the subject particle. Will come weather. This is the part you need to use the connective ending 지. First, the stem of the verb come, 오, and the final consonant, 르, which puts the stem in the future tense, and add a connective ending 지, which can mean whether or if here. 내일 비가 올지, 내일 비가 올지, 내일 비가 올지, if rain will come tomorrow. How know? 어떻게 알아요? 어떻게 알아요? 내일 비가 올지 어떻게 알아요? 내일 비가 올지 어떻게 알아요? If you want to add or not after 올지, you can add 안 올지, 안 올지 after 올지, 올지 안 올지, 올지 안 올지, whether rain will come or not. 비가 올지 안 올지. 안 here means not, of course. The point is, you use the same connective ending 지 with or not part 2. 내일 비가 올지 안 올지 어떻게 알아요? Because of the fact that the entire 내일 비가 올지 안 올지 part is an object of the verb 알아요, you can add an object particle 를 after 지. No problem. It's just omitted here. 내일 비가 올지 안 올지를 어떻게 알아요? Okay? Be answered because my knee hurts when it rains. Let's see the Korean sentence. 비가 올 때 제 무릎이 아프거든요. 비가 올 때 제 무릎이 아프거든요. This sentence consists of two different clauses. The first one is 비가 올 때. The second one is 제 무릎이 아프거든요. 비가 올 때. When rain comes, right? 제 무릎 means my knee. It's a subject. 제 무릎이. 제 무릎이. 제 무릎이. It's supposed to be pronounced 무릎이 because of the sound linking rule, but many people think that the 7 final sound rule is applied first and pronounce it 무릎이, 무릎이, with the final b consonant. 제 무릎이. Many people pronounce it like that unconsciously. I do that too, so it's your choice. The correct pronunciation is 무릎이, 무릎이. 아프거든요. 아프다 can mean to hurt or to be sick in Korean. Anyway, 아프다 is an adjective in Korean, even though to hurt is a verb in English. Okay? 아프다 is not a verb in Korean. The stem is 아프, and you add 거든요 to the stem. 아프거든요. 아프거든요. 제 무릎이 아프거든요. 제 무릎이 아프거든요. 비가 올 때 제 무릎이 아프거든요. It sounds like you're talking about the reason, but as I told you, it sounds like you're explaining the reason or telling the story about it. Okay? If you say 비가 올 때 제 무릎이 아프기 때문이에요, it will sound more like you're saying this is the reason. You can add 왜냐하면 at the head of the sentence, no problem. 왜냐하면 if I tell you why, 비가 올 때 제 무릎이 아프거든요. 왜냐하면 비가 올 때 제 무릎이 아프거든요. But it will sound fine without 왜냐하면 because the final ending 거든요 will tell us that you are explaining about the reason, like you are telling a story. Let's see the next sentence. 비가 오면 제 무릎이 아프거든요. 비가 오면 제 무릎이 아프거든요. What's the difference? Yes, this time we use the connective ending 면, which can be used to indicate the condition of the next sentence. In Korean, rain can be a condition. And when that condition is fulfilled, if it rains, your knee hurts. And I like this second one better. 비가 오면 제 무릎이 아프거든요. Sounds more natural than the first one. Because the first one, 비가 올 때 제 무릎이 아프거든요. Sounds like your knee hurts at the very moment when it rains. Okay? And of course you can add 왜냐하면 here too. It's like a separate phrase. 왜냐하면 비가 오면 제 무릎이 아프거든요. But as you know, the sentence will sound fine without it. 비가 오면 제 무릎이 아프거든요. Then let's see the example for the second usage of the final ending, 거든요. I told you that 거든요 can also be used to provide a nuance that the story continues after your explanation. In other words, you can use 거든요 when you say something as if you are telling a story. It can be in an explanatory tone too. So it's somewhat related to the first usage anyway. Let's see the Korean sentence right away. 제가 요즘 좋아하는 사람이 있거든요. 그런데 그 사람은 저를 몰라요. 제가 요즘 좋아하는 사람이 있거든요. 그런데 그 사람은 저를 몰라요. I'm sure you're now able to understand this type of simple sentence without a problem. If you don't, you need to go back to the previous lessons, especially lesson 6. Okay? 제가, I, 요즘. 요즘 means these days, recently, or the present days you are living in. 요즘 is a noun. So you can add a particle, 에. But 요즘 can be used alone, even though it's a time-related noun. Okay? 좋아하는 사람. 좋아하는 사람. A person that I like, right? 좋아하는 modifies 사람. 있거든요. 있거든요 is the combination of the stem it from 있다, which means to have or there is, and the ending 거든요. 있거든요. 제가 요즘 좋아하는 사람이 있거든요. I have someone that I like at the moment, right? Because of the ending 거든요, it sounds like you are telling a story and it continues after this sentence. But it doesn't necessarily have to be continued. You can stop it there, no problem. But anyway, let's continue to the next sentence. 그런데, but, 그 사람은, that person, 그 사람, the auxiliary particle 은 provides a nuance of contrasting to the fact that you like this person, or you can think that it's just used to bring out 그 사람 as a topic. Okay? 저를, me, it's an object of the verb. 몰라요 means not know. So, 그런데 그 사람은 저를 몰라요 means, but that person doesn't know me. 제가 요즘 좋아하는 사람이 있거든요. 그런데 그 사람은 저를 몰라요. There's someone whom I like at the moment, but that person doesn't know me. What a sad situation, but it can happen all the time. The point is, you can use the final ending 거든요 to provide a nuance that you are telling a story. Do you understand the telling a story nuance? Like you're telling a story with a bit of warmth or kindness in it, or in a kind of explanatory tone. Okay? Hard to describe it. Hope you understand the nuance. Let's not make the sentence for the third usage because they are all kinda in the same line. Okay? Then let's learn about 거든 as a connective ending. Yes, 거든 can be used as a connective ending too. But its usage is totally different from the final ending 거든요. 거든 as a connective ending is used to suggest the action or the state as a condition in advance for the following sentence. So basically, 거든 can be used for conditional. Then what's the difference between 거든 and 으면 or 다면 that you already learned for conditional? Before we talk about it, please keep reading the white box. 거든 is rather used with the endings which indicate command, request, suggestion, promise, or question. So the difference between 거든 and 으면 is already mentioned here all. 거든 is not used for statement or declarative sentence. And 거든 sounds like if it is true and then, or if something comes true and then. So you cannot use 거든 for the sentences like, if you have 1 billion won, you can buy a house. Because you can buy a house is just a declarative sentence. But you can use 거든 for the sentences like, if you have 1 billion won, please buy a house. Because please buy a house is a request or suggestion. Okay? So if the following sentence is a command, request, suggestion, promise, or question, you can use 거든 and 으면 interchangeably in many cases. Let's see the actual examples. 만약 시계를 찾으면 말씀해 드릴게요. 만약 시계를 찾으면 말씀해 드릴게요. You know this sentence, right? 만약 시계를 찾으면 means if, find, watch. What is the subject of this sentence actually? We still don't know. We need to see the predicative part. So let's see the predicative part. 말씀해 드릴게요. The verb which means to say is 말하다 in Korean. You learn that if you add 해주다 to the verb 말하다 and make 말해주다, it can mean you do it for someone. You say something for someone, as if you're providing a service or as if you're doing someone a favor. Remember? Let's turn 주다 part into the humble form 드리다 and turn 말 into 말씀, which can be a humble form of 말 too. 말씀해 드리다. As we told you, the humble form is used when you lower your position for the object. The object who will listen to what you're saying when you tell. And let's add a final ending, 을게요. 을게요. Now it is so obvious that the subject is I, because 을게요 is used only for the strong intention of the first person I. So 말씀해 드릴게요 means will tell you. I will tell you. You lower your position by using humble form to tell the second person you. So I is the subject. It's obvious, right? 만약 시계를 찾으면 말씀해 드릴게요. If I find your watch, I will tell you. What is this? It's a promise. Therefore, you can use the connective ending 거든 instead of 으면 in this case. 만약 시계를 찾거든 말씀해 드릴게요. 만약 시계를 찾거든 말씀해 드릴게요. And it means the same. If I find your watch, if it comes true, I will tell you. Okay? How about this one? 만약 시계를 찾으면 저한테 말씀해 주세요. 만약 시계를 찾으면 저한테 말씀해 주세요. Let's take a look at this 저한테 말씀해 주세요 part. What's the difference? The same 말해 주다 turns into 말씀해 주세요. Now 말씀 here is a higher respect form of 말. It's not a humble form here. We told you that 말씀 can be both a humble form and a higher respect form, right? How can we know that? Because of 주세요 part. 주세요 is a higher respect form of 주다. Therefore, the entire 말씀해 주세요 is in the higher respect form. Higher respect form is used for the subject, right? Therefore, even though the subject is omitted in this sentence, you can know that the subject is you this time. 만약 시계를 찾으면 저한테 말씀해 주세요. 만약 시계를 찾으면 저한테, to me, 말씀해 주세요. Please tell. So this sentence is a request. You're asking for it. Please tell me. So you can use 거든 instead of 으면 for this sentence too. 만약 시계를 찾거든 저한테 말씀해 주세요. 만약 시계를 찾거든 저한테 말씀해 주세요. Sounds good and natural. You haven't learned how to make command, request, and suggestion in Korean specifically. Therefore, let's not talk about the connective ending 거든 more specifically here. I think it's enough for now. The point is, the usages of the final ending 거든 and the connective ending 거든 are totally different. Let's learn about the next ending which can be used to talk about the reason. It's the connective ending 아서, 어서, and 해서. For the stem with ha sound at the end, you use 해서, right? You already learned about this connective ending before. We told you that this connective ending 아서, 어서, 해서 can be used for the cause and result, following event, and means. Remember? Even though you don't remember, it's okay because you can go back to the previous lessons and check it out again. Anyway, this connective ending 아서, 어서, 해서 can also be used to indicate the reason, as you use because in English. And if you add the honorific suffix 요 at the end, like 아서요, 어서요, 해서요, you can use it as a final ending in honorific sentences to complete the sentence. Then how does 아서요, 어서요, 해서요 sound like compared to the 때문이에요 and 거든요? It's hard to tell, but anyway, 아서요, 어서요, 해서요 could sound like you're explaining the reason for your emotion or situation. So it can be similar to 거든요. Just 아서요 can sound more like you're saying something related to your emotion or situation. But as I told you, it's really hard to explain the exact usages or difference of the nuances. And we're gonna see the examples soon, but 아서요, 어서요, 해서요 cannot be used with a past tense indicator as the connective ending 아서, 어서, 해서 cannot be used with a past tense indicator either. But actually in spoken Korean, people actually use 아서요, 어서요, 해서요 with a past tense indicator. But you should know that it's grammatically wrong. So it can be one obvious difference. You should use 거든요 or 때문이에요 when you want to use the past tense indicator. Please remember that. Let's see the actual Korean sentences. 왜 한국어를 공부해요? Why do you study Korean? Because I like Korea. I study Korean. 한국을 좋아하기 때문에 한국어를 공부해요. 한국을 좋아하기 때문에 한국어를 공부해요. If you use 때문, because I like part is going to be 좋아하기 때문에. Because like, 좋아하기 때문에. stem 좋아하 plus 기 때문에. Right? 한국을 좋아하기 때문에 is the reason part, because I like Korea. How about this one? I like Korea, so I study Korean. Now you'd like to use 아서, 어서, 해서 as a connective ending for the usage cause and result. So which part is the cause and which part is the result? Yes, I like Korea part is the cause. Please take a look at the Korean sentence. 한국을 좋아해서 한국어를 공부해요. 한국을 좋아해서 한국어를 공부해요. 한국을, Korea. 좋아해서, so 좋아하다, which means to like, becomes 좋아해서 with the connective ending 어서 or 해서, right? 한국을 좋아해서 I like Korea, so 한국어를 Korean language 공부해요. study. 한국을 좋아해서 한국어를 공부해요. I like Korea, so I study Korean. So which one is the cause and which one is the result again? 한국을 좋아해서 part is the cause. What is another name of cause in English? Yes, it's reason. Therefore, 한국을 좋아해서 part is the reason. And actual answer to the question, 왜 한국어를 공부해요? Got it? So if you just add the honorific suffix 요 at the end of 한국을 좋아해서, it will become one perfect sentence in honorifics. 한국을 좋아해서요. 한국을 좋아해서요. And it means because I like Korea. 한국을 좋아해서요. As I told you, 한국을 좋아해서요 could sound like you're talking about your feeling, but cannot actually say it is absolutely obvious. It sounds better than 한국을 좋아하기 때문이에요 in spoken Korean though. 한국을 좋아하기 때문이에요 sounds too, how can I say, sounds like you're reading the line in a play. But it's not like you cannot use 때문이에요 in spoken Korean. Don't get me wrong. Just 때문 sounds like you point out the reason as if you're emphasizing it or blaming it. But 한국을 좋아해서요 sounds more casual. 한국을 좋아하거든요 with the final ending 거든요 sounds fine too. 한국을 좋아하거든요. It's very hard to tell which sounds more casual or sounds better. It's even hard to tell which one has what nuance actually. Just 거든요 could sound more like you're talking about your story, expecting the listener have an empathy for it. It also depends on someone's talking habit. Some people like to use 아서요 more often, and some people like to use 거든요 more often. Nobody can say one thing sounds better than the other. Okay? Let's see the next Korean sentences. 한국에 가서 살고 싶어서요. 한국에 가서 살고 싶어서요. This sentence can also be the answer to the question, 왜 한국어를 공부해요? And it means go to Korea and want to live. 한국에 가서 살고 싶어서요. 한국에, to Korea. 가서, stem 가 plus 아서 becomes 가서. This time, the connective ending 아서 is used to indicate the following event. The following event is 살고 싶어서요. If you don't go to Korea, you cannot live there. Therefore, going to Korea is something must be fulfilled first. That's why you use the connective ending 아서 for the following event here. Okay? 살고 싶어서요 is the combination of the stem 살 from the verb 살다, which means to live, and the compound expression 고 싶다, which means want to or have a desire to. The stem of the last predicate 싶다 is 싶. The last vowel is E. Therefore, you need to add 어서요 with all sound to tell that this is the cause or this is the reason. 살고 싶어서요. So, 한국에 가서 살고 싶어서요 means because I want to go to Korea and live there. Okay? The connective ending 아서, 어서 is used twice in this sentence, but the first 아서 with the stem 가 is used to indicate the following event, and the last 어서요 is used to indicate that I am talking about the reason. Okay? 왜 한국어를 공부해요? Why do you study Korean? 한국에 가서 살고 싶어서요. Because go to Korea and want to live. Okay? Of course, you can add there as you would do in English, but you don't have to add it in Korean. No problem. Think about it. We didn't even add want to the first part, 한국에 가서. Because 한국에 가서 살고 싶어서요 is one sentence in Korean, and the last 싶어서요 tells us that the entire sentence is something you want to do, and that is the reason. As if you use because I want to at the head of the sentence just once, like because I want to go to Korea and live there in English. In Korean, you add those things at the end of the sentence just once, like 싶어서요, and it means the entire sentence is something you want to do, and that's the reason. This is exactly why you need to see the actual Korean sentences rather than practice translating English sentences into Korean. Okay? And even though you use the ending 거든요 instead of 어서요, it wouldn't affect the actual meaning of the sentence. 한국에 가서 살고 싶거든요. Just 한국에 가서 살고 싶어서요 sounds a little bit more like you are talking about your situation or feeling. And 한국에 가서 살고 싶거든요 sounds a little bit more like you are saying this while you are telling or explaining something about you. But as you don't exactly understand the difference, nobody can tell the difference exactly. So you can use whichever you like to use. And 아서요, 어서요, 해서요 is used with sorry and thank you a lot, like 미안해서요, 죄송해서요, 감사해서요, and 고마워서요. 거든요 is not used like this. That's the difference. It's as it is said because 아서요, 어서요, 해서요 can be used to express your feeling. So think about the situation that someone helped you with something. So you bought a drink for this person or gave a present to this person. But this person asked you, what is this for? Then you can say 고마워서요 or 감사해서요. And it means because I feel thankful for you. I feel thankful. So I'm buying this. Okay? And as I told you, you cannot use the past tense with 아서요, 어서요, 해서요. The connective ending 아서, 어서, 해서 can be used in the past tense when there is another final verb which can indicate the past tense. But as a final ending, 아서요, 어서요, 해서요 cannot indicate the past tense alone. Therefore, it cannot be used in the past tense. Okay? For example, 한국을 좋아했어서요 with the past tense indicator had is completely wrong. But as I told you, actually some people might talk like this. But you should know it's grammatically wrong sentence. But 한국을 좋아했거든요 with 거든요 is correct. 한국을 좋아했기 때문이었어요 with the 때문 is correct too. So if you want to put one simple sentence about the reason with one final ending in the past tense, you cannot use the final ending 아서요, 어서요, 해서요. Okay? When it's used alone. Okay? Please remember that. Okay, this is the end of lesson 9 part 5. The lesson 9 part 6 is going to be the last video for because. 그럼 다음 비디오에서 만나요. 안녕히 계세요.